Mama, I've got a testimony. And it sounds like big church claps and an organ in the back, a testimony, and it tastes like white wafer crackers, paper thin, and red wine staining fingertips, a testimony, and it feels like sneaking smiles behind the backs of pews, bright lights as we crash out, suffocated by the good news. A testimony always starts out a test. A test. That's the only word I can use to describe this feeling that's trying to move inside and make a home where my heart used to be. There's bubble wrap in my arteries, and when you sit up and stare at me, I almost forget this love is fictitious. Don't worry, I'm not dumb, I'm just religious. I knuckles fisting into my palms, I bury my hands against the itch to skim my fingerprints through her curves and her hips because I've got no control of myself. I wish that my mistakes weren't so damn expensive. It cost about the life I could have had. What a pretty penny wasted potential is, but how much of him I get depends on how much of me I lose. Scriptures like I am showed us that he was and that we too are heaven bound. I'm finding that your name stings less than ever before, and I run away from the past where we were, avoiding the future that still aches to be. I forget to see you and everyone I've ever met.
Let's go, poet.
Because our love is perdition, a shadow of good things and not the very image of. I refuse to be charmed by my own fantasies. I know that he's good, I'm learning to be misunderstood, and I try not to correct the misinformation. Never was there a more attractive temptation protecting your scars, but every time I attempt less, I find more. Still staggering from your blows, I open up and find him waiting. My anger covers his pages, yet his words remain the easiest to read because he knows what it feels like to be desired by everyone and loved by very few. Set apart or set aside, I've been feeling forgotten lately, or maybe it's just the winter blues. Remembering you always starts around December. I like talking to him, I do, but it gets harder when I don't know what to say. Our Father who art in heaven just doesn't feel enough lately. Maybe it's because I've been pushed so low. Who am I to ask him to leave heaven to come find me? And maybe it's because there's a thorn in my side shaped like the memory of you, and the tree of good and evil has made its root in the boxes I refuse to unpack, pleasing to the eye but not fit to eat. There's a pit in my stomach shaped like the size of my tomorrow. Am I truly starving, or do I only hunger for what I can't have?
Okay.
I've got a testimony, Mama, and I refuse to let the devil have the last word.
Go ahead.